Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another haul video for the month of June, and it's going to be varied, and it might be longer than usual. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of stuff here. Again, I had a really good month in terms of purchases this month, so yeah, we're going to have a fountain pen section, we're going to have a figure section, a novel section, a comic book section, and a manga section. Feel free to check out the section you like, and no worries if you only want to watch one of them. It's all good. That's why I make these videos the way they are, because I understand that some people are only interested in certain things. And so feel free to find whatever it is that you want to find in this video and enjoy only that part. So let's get started here with the 3 fountain pens that I bought this month. So I think I bought them right at the end of last month, and then they arrived this month. And that would be this green Fude nib style. Fude nib, as you can see, is this kind of bent nib for there you go. It's just bent nib for calligraphy. I didn't really like it, but it was a cool kind of test. And this is a Jinhao 82 in green. I really like this color. It's kind of this avocado green that I quite enjoy. Then we have this Lambitao. Is that how you say it? Lambitao. I don't know. Dupe of a Twisby. This is gray, quite like it. And I got it because I have an old Winsun 3008 piston filler, but I need a new one because that one's kind of getting old and crummy, and I wanted a new one, and this one was one that I was interested in checking out because I want to get a Twisby for myself at some point, and I'm not sure how I feel about them, so I wanted to get something that was close to it to decide how I feel about it, right? And then finally, we have this other one. I think this is a Winsun color carry or something like that. I don't really remember what it's called, but it's very similar to a Platinum Preppy, and it's actually really, really good. I quite enjoy it, even though I was kind of bamboozled a little bit. I thought that this was a piston filler because of how it looks, but it's not. It's actually a normal cartridge converter pen, as you can see right there inside. But it's good. I quite like it. I really enjoy it. It has a nice weight to it, even though it is a pretty simple pen, right? So yeah, that's it for the fountain pens. I do have 2 other things that I want to show you here. They're not really fitting anywhere else, so I'll put them here because I guess they kind of count as stationery. So that'd be these 2 little Dawn of DC bookmarks here that I got. Sadly, I wasn't able to get a Green Arrow or Batman one. I couldn't find them, but I got the Wonder Woman and the Superman one, and I quite like them. I really, really, really do. Wonder Woman is in yellow, and in the back, you get the release schedule for a bunch of stuff. And the same way with the Superman one here. So there you go. Overall, I quite like these, and I wish I could have gotten a Green Arrow or a Shazam one, but it's fine. So there you go. That's it for that section. Okay, so let's move on to the figures here. So first of all, I have a cute little, what is this called? WCF figure of Vivi. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like on the shelf now. And it's cute. It's number 32. And I don't really think I'm going to collect more of these. I don't really care too much, but this is probably the only way I'm going to be able to own a Vivi figure in the, for quite a long time. So I decided to take it. I got it for $11 at my local comic book store, and I'm quite happy with it. I might actually go and get the crocodile one just to have both of them, since Alabasta is honestly something that I don't see coming back into relevance in the anime anytime soon. Obviously, it is somewhat in relevance in the current stuff that's happening in the manga, but in the anime, it's probably going to be a few years before Vivi and Crocodile show up again. So what I'm going to do is probably just get this and get the other one, and that'll satisfy my craving for Crocodile and Vivi, who are some of my favorite characters, right? So yeah, this is actually really, really cute. It was kind of hard to build, actually. One, because my fingers are too big, and the statue is actually quite small. And also just because the way that the plastic was kind of shaped made it difficult to kind of maneuver. And also because I was just being stubborn, and I didn't really feel like getting out my tweezers and my tools to try to build that, because it should have not been that hard to do, but it is what it is. So Yeah, then I have a Lego here, which is this Brickheads set of Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. This is probably the best thing that came out of the Obi-Wan TV show, because it's been a while since either of these was available as an individual Brickhead. So the show coming out made these come back in stock, or actually made this new set, and now I have access to it. And I got this directly from a Lego store because they don't sell it anywhere else. You can only get it online or at a physical Lego store. And thankfully there's one quite near me. So I got this, and there's two other things I want to get from there here soon. One of them would be the Tusken Raider Brickhead, and the other one would be the Hagrid and first year Harry, Hermione, and Ron Brickhead set that they also have there. Other than that, I don't really think I cared too much about any of the current Lego sets. I mean, there's a few. There's a new Dobby set that looks cool. It kind of reminds me of my little baby Yoda set. And it'd be fun to have both of the small creature type characters from Star Wars and Harry Potter, which are some of my biggest fandom things. There's also some helmet sets that I'm interested in, but they just cost too much for what they seem to be to me, so I'm not really sure I want to get them. And then there's the Mandalorian and one ship, the Obi-Wan Starfighter ship, which one's cool, and a few other things. Maybe I'll get a Luke Skywalker Starfighter. That one's only $40 for the play set one. The collector's edition is like $150, so I won't get that one. But yeah, there's a few different Legos that I'm interested in, but not as many as you would think, even though I do end up getting some Legos here and there every once in a while. So yeah, moving on now to some Gunpla. So a while back, there was a sale at Hobby Lobby. They were doing 40% off on certain model kits. And the one I got was this Saku 2 Red Comet version. So this one is the souped up one. That is the one that belongs to Shar. Technically, I have a set that is supposed to be this edition already, but it actually isn't. It's just a normal Saku with a red coloring to it. And this one is the origin version. And it has a few extra things that the normal Sakus don't have. And I got this for 18 bucks off the $30 price point that it actually had. And I'm pretty sure that it's 40% off. So there you go. Let me actually double check. 30 should be $3 for 10%. So 3 times 7 is 21. So that's more than 18. So 3 times 6, yeah, that would mean that it is 40% off. So there you go, which is cool. And I really am excited about this. I really like this model kit. I like this Gundam model or this mobile suit model a lot. It's one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite. Maybe competing with the Delanza, just because I really like how that looks. Which brings me to my other Gunpla kit here, which is the Gundam Ariel. This one was $16 from Target, and it's actually a really cheap price for possibly one of the best model kits that I've seen so far. So if you follow some Gunpla YouTubers, you'll probably have seen some of their reviews, Mecha Gaikatsu or Zaku Aurelius, and they both say the same thing. This is probably the best kit that's come out in a while, and I'm very excited to get around to building it. I really love the Choo-Choo's Demi Trainer and the Gules de Lanza that I have up there, so it'll be nice to add the other one to my collection, and hopefully that means I can also get some other ones like the Sol de Lanza and the black one, the red one and the black one, and the Darrow Blade and the Sawart. And what else is there? There's a few other ones that I'm interested in. The Lefrith Ur, I think, is a little one, and the Lefrith Thorn is the bigger one. So yeah, overall, there's a lot of things that I want to get in terms of Gunpla, and I'm actually really happy with the two that I got this time. So there you go. That's it for that. Let's move on to the novels. And first of all, let's start with all the digital novels that I bought, and there's a bunch of them. So I'm just gonna leave a short little screen recording from my iPad of the stuff that I got, which will go on now. The only one that I really remember purchasing, because it's the only one that I actually bought, everything else I got for free on Free Booksy, was Dragon Fury, and it looks cool, and I'm excited to check it out and see what it is. I think it's a haremlet, and also got Forager, I think. So there you go. That's it for the digital novels. Also got a few physical novels. So first of all, some Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Lost Continent. I think I said that wrong. And then we have Law of Opar, or Jewels of Opar. This is Tarzan number 5. And I think I'm gonna probably end up skipping number 6, because that one is a short story collection that deals with Tarzan growing up. And so it's not necessarily intrinsically important to the narrative of current Tarzan that I'm following in this book. So I'll probably end up skipping to number 7 without any problems. And then I got this Doc Savage book. Doc Savage is one of the kind of OG pulp heroes, probably the one that most resembles a superhero at the time of his inception. And I got this for $1 because this part of the book actually came off while I was grabbing it. I was pulling it out of the shelf, and then when I went to open it, it actually came off. And so they gave it to me for $1 because clearly this is a rather old and damaged book, and you know, might as well sell it off for as cheap as you can. And I just used some tape to try to fix it. It's not exactly perfect, but it works for my purposes, and you know, once I read this, I'll probably never grab it again, so it's fine. Then I got 2 other clearance books here. We got Pure Blood by Mike McKay. I don't know anything about this, but I really like this cover here, so I got it for that. And then this one is The Centurion's Empire, which seems to be some sort of time travel thing where a centurion from the past ends up in a modern setting, and I think that's really cool and really interesting, and so I'm excited to check it out. I also got this and the previous one for $1 each, so even if I don't like them, I have no problem with having spent $1 on them. So yeah, that's it for the novels here. Going quite a bit faster than I thought. So let me reset the area, and then we'll get started with the comic book stuff. So I'll see you guys in just a second. So let's move on to the comic books here. First of all, we have the digital stuff, which was the Image Humble Bundle that happened at the beginning of the month. Actually, it actually happened at the end of last month into this month, and it had 51 different volumes, and it included series like Wayward, Paper Girl, Monstress, Blue Monday, Saga, Lady Mechanica, Bitch Planet, Street Angel, 86 Volt, Afar, Mirror, Glitter Bomb, Fair Lady, and Big Girls. And mostly I got this for Big Girls, Bitch Planet, Lady Mechanica, and Monstress, and Paper Girl. Everything else I could have been, I would have been fine with or without, since I have most of Saga already. But it was nice to have this much stuff, and it was only for 18 bucks, I think. So it was well worth it. I quite am happy with this purchase, because it would have cost me, you know, $1,000 maybe to get all of this stuff otherwise. Probably less, actually, like 800 bucks. But I got it for 18, so that's very, very good. And the great thing is that they're kind of DRM free, so you can kind of put them on anything. You can just kind of get yourself a app like Panels or Comics, and just read it through there or through your PDF reader, depending on how you download it. So really, really good stuff there. Humble Bundle is awesome. I really recommend it. And honestly, I regret not having bought earlier Humble Bundles, like the one they did for the Lone Wolf and Cub books from way back in 2020 or something. So yeah, that's it for the digitals. Let's move on to the physicals, and let's actually start with the collected editions first. So we have Isola. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive collection. This is chapter 1, and I got this for $5 because it was on their clearance rack, and that's awesome. I'm very, very happy with it. I quite like it. There's a little bit of damage here in the back corner, but overall, it's really not that big of a deal. It's not worth kind of crying over it. So yeah, and I'm very excited about this. I've had this on my radar for a while. I really don't know what it's about exactly, but I think the art style looks really, really cool, and I'm excited to read it. So yeah, I also really like the animal aspect that is present here. So there you go. That's Isola number 1. I think there's only 2 volumes of this, maybe 3. So this should be a relatively easy collect if I do end up kind of liking this and wanting to collect the rest of it. Then we have Mech Cadet U. This is volume 1. I think I mentioned before when I got the free comic book day one that I was not going to collect this, but then I saw this basically for a quarter of the price. I thought I got it for $5 or $6 here, when it's actually a $17 book, no, $15 book. I got this for, you know, a third of that, and I saw it at Half Price Books. It looks basically in brand new condition, and so I got it because I actually quite like the idea of this kind of down on his luck kid getting access to a very cool mech and fighting some kaiju, right? It's almost like combining Real Steel and Pacific Rim, and I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna check out the Netflix adaptation when it comes out, you know, sometime here soon. And if not, it's not a big deal. I'm very excited about this though, and I think there's also only a few volumes of this, 2 or 3 maybe. And there is a new series coming out. It's going to start serializing monthly here soon, and you know, maybe I'll check that out. I'm not really sure. So yeah, there you go. That's Mech Cadet U. Then we have a Mirka and Duffel title. This is Mercy. This is a standalone / kind of part 1 of 2 in this world that Mirka and Duffel has. And the interesting thing about this one is that it's a horror comic, and they also ended up making a live action trailer for this. I'm not sure why, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Image actually. I'm pretty sure it was the Italian company that Mirka and Duffel works for that happens to be working with her to bring her stuff to Image, because I'm pretty sure that's how that works most of the time. So yeah, Mirka and Duffel's artwork here looks pretty interesting. Actually, is it her that drew this? Yeah, she did draw most of this with some help from some other Italian artists. And this is a big book, actually. And I got this used, and it looks brand new almost. So that's cool. And this is supposed to be some sort of Victorian horror or something. But it happens in Canada, I think. Something like that. And it's kind of cool. I'm very excited about checking this out. And I'm sure it has some elements of raunchy, erotic stuff there too, because Mirka and Duffel likes doing that. So yeah, it says Washington State, late 19th century, historical era known as the Klondike Gold Rush. Lady Helene arrives at the Canadian border, and stuff happens, and you know, shit goes kind of crazy. Sensual Victorian Gothic graphic novel. So there you go. That's pretty cool. I'm very excited about this one, since I really like Mirka and Duffel's stuff. At least her artwork. I don't necessarily love her writing all that much in some cases, but I think it really depends on the series and how much investment and time she's able to put into it. So yeah, then we have Batman Volume 3, Death in the Family, from the Scott Snyder. Is it Scott Snyder? Yeah, Scott Snyder New 52 run. This is exciting. I'm a big fan of this because it's, the New 52 is actually how I got into comic books, or mostly how I got into comic books. Starting with Red Hood and the Outlaws, Superboy, and Batman, of course. And I've never actually read more than the first volume. Actually, I think I read the second one as well, because I have that. So I'm slowly trying to collect these Scott Snyder Greg Capullo New 52 collected editions. I think there's 7 of them, I think. And then it transitions into some other stuff like Death Metal and Dark Knight's Metal, Dark Knight's Death Metal, and some other events here that I'm kind of interested in. I'm not too sure. Quite a few of them are actually showing up at my Half Price Books recently, so I might pick them up just because, but I'm not really sure. I think you can read them on their own. So yeah, this is very good artwork here by Greg Capullo, who actually, I think he started working in the industry through Spawn, thanks to Todd McFarlane. I'm not really sure. I've been watching a lot of Comic Pop and Comic Pop Returns recently, and I'm pretty sure they mentioned that Greg Capullo started with Spawn, but I could be wrong there. So yeah, and then the last collected edition I got here was a DC book called Camelot 3000, which is this sort of futuristic version of Arthurian legend. It looks pretty cool. I liked it. I got it for really, really cheap, actually. So it says $13 here, but I actually got it for like $3 or $4, I think. And it's kind of very old school, obviously. It even has the, yellowed pages that I kind of associate with like early 2000s and kind of earlier books there. And that's pretty cool artwork here. And it does seem to be some sort of like retelling of Arthurian legend in a futuristic setting. And I'm very excited about that. That sounds really, really cool. So yeah, there you go. That's Camelot 3000. I really liked how, it has this like filigree and stuff built into the design. So there you go. That's it for the collected editions. In terms of single issue comic books, I have quite a few. I'm trying not to let them slip. So I think I have mentioned this before. So I have the Rocketeer. This one's going to go in my box, and it's probably never going to see the light of day again because it was not that interesting. We have Barbaric number 4 for the 3rd volume. And this one was really, really good. I want to reread this and do a review for it here soon. I think I've only done a review for the 1st volume, so I'll probably go back and do reviews for the other volumes as well as the spin-offs. But I probably will wait until I own the volumes physically, since they are coming out recently, or they did come out recently, and the first one's $10. The second one is a more normal price, I think 17. But I don't know, Barbaric is awesome. You guys should check it out if you guys haven't read it yet. We have Barbarella number 4. This is the penultimate issue, and thank God. I love the covers, but man, the story is kind of weak, and the artwork is even worse, especially compared to the first Barbarella series that I read. So yeah, then we have Death Dealer number 13. This is the 3rd to last volume, and once that's done, I probably won't get any more Death Dealer stuff, because there's some other stuff that's coming out, Death Dealer 2099, and I don't think I'm interested in that, so yeah, but it looks like it's going to end pretty well, and I'm very happy about that because I really enjoyed the early parts of Death Dealer for sure. So yeah, Dark Knights of Steel number 11, and this one was really good, but man, the fact that this comes out once like every few months instead of once every month kind of sucks. However, I think there might be more coming in this kind of universe, so if that is the case, I'll continue to read this stuff. But man, Tom Taylor sometimes... although I think the issues with this actually have been the artist, not Tom Taylor himself. So, kind of mileage may vary there. We have Mothman number 1. I'll probably continue collecting this because I am interested in collecting at least the first wave of the Fawcettaverse. But I don't really love it, but I didn't hate it. And mostly I was interested because it was very different from what I'm used to. It felt more of this kind of like... this like interpersonal gang war between two families in this kind of like rural area instead of like a action fantasy story. And so I found that to be interesting. So I'm probably going to check out more of this. But I think, I don't know if I'm going to be willing to stop collecting it or if I am going to wait until the end. Then we have Queen of Swords. This is the 2nd Barbaric spin-off. And there's a 3rd one coming out later this year. And this was pretty good. I actually quite liked it. We have Rogue Sun number 13. This starts the next story arc, and it was pretty good. I actually quite enjoyed that a lot. Last Barbarians, and I think this is the last issue. And yeah, it is. It's issue 5, and thank God it's over. I'm probably going to shove these in the back of my box and never touch them again. And I'm never going to get anything by Haberlin or Van Dyke ever again because I did not enjoy this. Overall, I think it had some highlights, and the art style was interesting. But it was interesting, and then it was mostly actually not enjoyable. It was kind of grotesque because it has this kind of uncanny valley feeling to it that I really didn't enjoy at all. So yeah, then we have Dead Romans, probably one of my favorite series going on right now. And I love this. And this one actually spends most of its time talking about Honoria, and it was good. I really enjoy her character quite a bit. Then we have Queens of the Lost World. This one was pretty good. I really like all of these characters that show up here. And it's more or less a Death Dealer-esque type of story or a Conan the Barbarian type story, but all of the main characters are female, and they all look good, and they're all really badass, and I quite like it. So, yeah, if you like Red Sonja, you'll probably like San Julian's Queens of the Last World. Then we have Green Arrow number 3. Really like this again, but there was an issue again this month where the pages here didn't feel like proper, like plasticky pages. They felt more papery. And that was kind of weird. It was kind of odd, but it is what it is. It's fine. We have Vanish number 8. Apparently this finishes the arc, and it sounds a little bit fishy to me, but I'll leave it alone. I'll do a review for the second arc here soon, and I think I'm probably going to stop collecting Vanish after this, if it ever comes back for a next arc, because, well, honestly, the second arc was kind of weird. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. So, yeah, and then finally, we have $5 bin comic books that I got here. I bought them earlier today, or actually, I guess it would be yesterday at this point because of when I'm recording. And that's Green Valley, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I think it's a 9-issue series. I don't know too much about it. I just know that it looks cool, and I quite like the artwork inside as well. And it seems to be some sort of fantasy type of thing that then turns into a sci-fi story. I'm not sure how it does that, but it feels really interesting and cool. And this seems to be some sort of old school Image story. Well, at least it's old school now, because I think Image is actually 35 years old at this point. Actually, let me count really quick. So it says established in 1992. So that's 8 years to 2000 to the 2000s, and then that's another 17 years. So in 2017 this came out, and I guess that is not old school since that was only about 6 years ago, and it makes me feel old if I call that old school. So yeah, there you go. That's Green Valley 1 through 5. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to track down 6 through 9, but you know, if I am, that's cool, and if I'm not, I'll probably just end up reading it online somewhere or finding a collected edition and getting it that way. But overall, very cool stuff here. I'm very happy with this purchase, and it was all for $5, so that's pretty awesome. The only issue with it was that I probably need to change out some of these bags because they're kind of, they're kind of shitty. So yeah, there you go. That's it for the comic books. Let me reset here for a second, and then we can get into the manga because there's quite a few manga volumes to talk about here today. So yeah, give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, let's finish off the video here. So I have some digital comic books, or sorry, digital manga, because I actually ended up buying the Hiro Mashima bundle, even though I do have 2 out of the major Mashima stories almost complete, or at least halfway complete. I wanted to get Rave Master, even though I think before I said that I wasn't going to get it. But because of the Humble Bundle, it was basically, 2 or 3 pennies per volume that I got. So I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, the Mashima bundle, which I think is still going on at the time of recording this, actually had 131 manga volumes. And that included the first 17 volumes of Eden Zero, all of Fairy Tail, and all of Rave Master, which by itself, Rave Master, is worth $30 since it's a 35 volume manga, and it's also, impossible to get physically. So that's cool. It also included Monster Soul, which is a little 2-volume story that Mashima worked on. Mashima's Playground, which I'm guessing is similar to Eiichiro Oda's short story collection. What's it called? What is it called? I don't know. I have it up there and I can't see it. So yeah, it's probably also similar to Manga Theater, or is that what it's called? Yeah, Toriyama's Manga Theater, and stuff like that. So yeah, it also has Fairy Tail Zero, which I own physically, Fairy Tail S volumes 1 and 2, I think, which is the complete collection, Ice Trail 1 and 2, which I think is the complete collection as well, Happy's Adventures, Blue Mistral, 100 Years Quest, and Fairy Girls. And all of the ones I mentioned are not complete. They're only halfway through. At least in this bundle. You'll probably have to get the rest of them either from a different Mashima bundle they do later on, or from, collecting it. I probably won't collect those. I really just wanted Eden Zero and, Rave Master and Monster Soul out of all of these. And that was worth it for $30. And even though I did get all of Fairy Tail, I probably will read it digitally first, since I've never actually finished the series. And then I'll finish collecting it through the box sets as the years go by, and I manage to, find a way to get, a box set here for Christmas and a box set here for my birthday and stuff like that. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so that's it for the digital manga. Let's move on to 2 things that are not actually manga. but that are related because these are original English light novels. First of all, we have Lord of Goblins Definitive Edition Volume 1. So this is a revamping of the Lord of Goblins story. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that Moonquill reached out to me when they started releasing this very many years ago. And I've been an avid fan of theirs. I've been, someone that works with them quite often. Lord of Goblins was a kind of weird series because it was a very good isekai series, but it also had this kind of like time travel or like kind of going back to the original kind of person's story before they got isekai'd. And even though I was interested in both, I felt that the way that they kind of told the story was a bit awkward because it made, kind of flipping back and forth between these two things kind of difficult. I'm not sure if they fixed that, but I do know that the Lord of Goblins Definitive Edition actually is a new updated version of the story that is more streamlined, that has a better kind of development of the story, and it actually follows more in line with the webtoon version. So they kind of based it on each other, and I think they did use some synergy here by having some of the webtoon arc be part of the artwork that they have here in the novel. So that's pretty cool. I do want to check out the webtoon at some point, and hopefully they do physical editions to the webtoon because that'd be really, really cool. But I'm not really sure about the rights there. But there you go. There's some artwork there. I'm not really sure if that's actually part of the webtoon, but I'm sure it probably is because it would make sense to do it that way. And yeah, so this is it. I'll do a review for this at some point, and they also gave me an extra copy that I'm gonna do. That I'm going to use for part of my giveaway because, I did reach 1,000 subscribers here recently, and I do want to do a giveaway to celebrate. I'm not sure when I'll do it because I'm still waiting on another company to send me another book so I can add that to the giveaway. So it depends on when they get back to me, when they send me the book. And after that, I will do an announcement video and an update video to talk about it. But yeah, there you go. That's Lord of Goblins #1, Definitive Edition. This is the only edition that's on sale at this point, I think, or it should be at least. And then we have Flame and Seal. This is another one. I'm not really too sure what this one's about, but it feels pretty cool. And I like the artwork. It's really interesting. And this feels like a more kind of traditional type of fantasy story, which I'm pretty excited about. It's nice to not have to deal with isekai here and there. So and I like the artwork for the cover a lot. So there you go. And this one was also given to me by Moonquill, obviously, since it's published by them. And there you go. So now we can get into the physical manga. So let's start with Blue Lock #6. At this point, Blue Lock #7 has come out already, which is kind of crazy. And I think that's because I bought this a few months after it came out. And I'm in no rush to collect Blue Lock since I've already read the first 10 volumes. But it's nice to be able to just grab this off the shelf when I can, right? So yeah, I usually buy these at Walmart or Target, and it saves me a couple bucks, so I continue to do it. Then we have Tokyo Revengers. So I got this at at Target, and it was $15 or $16. So it was like $8 off, maybe? No, $6 off, which is quite a good amount, right? So yeah, I wasn't really sure how I was gonna collect this, but the reality is that it's recently become quite difficult for me to travel to Mexico due to some increase in violence that's been happening across the border and also deeper into the continent. Sorry, not into the continent, into the country. And so it's pretty unlikely that I'm gonna be able to go visit Mexico anytime soon. And so I think I'm gonna collect Tokyo Revengers in English, even though I did start my collection in Spanish. But it is what it is. I'll just kind of have to deal with it as it kind of comes and goes. And that also means I'll probably have to end up reading Saint Seiya digitally, because even though I did buy all of the volumes, I've not been able to get them in my possession, right? So yeah, but that's kind of how it is, right? So yeah, then we have Beauty and the Feast #8. I'm very excited about this one. I actually thought about reading this immediately when I bought it, but I realized I had way too many things that were on my TBR list for a while. So I decided not to, and I really can't wait to read this in July, since it's my birthday month, and I'm gonna give myself a little bit more leeway with my reading schedule. So yeah, we have Sugumi Project, and I got this from In Stock Trades. It was damaged, or at least that's what it was listed as, and it doesn't look damaged at all. It's basically brand new. The only issue is that there's some gluing that kind of escaped the binding and kind of went through the thing or was put on the outside. But I'm pretty sure I can wipe that off with a slightly damp cloth and it should go away. So I really don't have a problem with it. I'm probably gonna continue to buy damaged books from in-stock trades because they're really, really good deals. And so, yeah, this is a French manga that was picked up by a Japanese company eventually, and it's been published in Japan. And I was gonna buy this from France at some point, but I decided to wait it out, and then my patience paid off, and now I can read it in English. And man, it looks so cool. Very, very interesting there. It's written by Ipatu, so there you go. Tsugumi Project, and it's published by Kodansha, which is cool. Then we have some furry stuff here. We have Beastars number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, and I got these for $6.50 a piece because I got them from Half Price Books. My Half Price Books has finally been getting some good stuff, and it's reflected in my haul this month. So yeah, it's been a while since I read the first 2 volumes. My friend, my roommate, Tor, got them for me for my birthday during the first year that we were in COVID, so 2020. And it's been very many months, many years at this point since I picked up those volumes. And I'm very excited to get back into it. So there you go, that's Beastars 4 through 6. I think it ends in 22 volumes, and I think it's done already. So if I end up being captivated by this as I was when I first started reading it, I probably will make buying and collecting Beastars a priority going forward, you know, later into the year and probably into next year as well. So there you go, that's Beastars 3 through 6. And that means I have a new series that I can collect via 3 for 2 sales at one of my local comic book shops. Then we have Komi Can't Communicate number 25, which looks really, really cute. And I don't know, I don't really have too much to say about this one. I really enjoyed number 24. After reading this one, I'll probably end up switching over to the app so that I can catch up. And I'll probably just end up buying these as I kind of go, which will be kind of nice. So there you go. We have Fake Red, Spider-Man Fake Red. This one was $11, although it's actually $15. I got this from Target as well. And this one looks fun. I quite like the art style. And I'm curious to see what it's about. I think it's about this guy who takes over the Spider-Man mantle when he finds a suit lying around, although I'm not too sure. And I think the artist here is actually the artist for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that. I honestly can't remember because it's been a while, but yeah. I'm not actually sure. I can't remember, but there's a lot of cool stuff here. There's a nice art gallery here in the back. Sadly, it's not nice, you know, high quality plasticky paper. It's kind of normal printed paper, but I mean, at least they tried, and I really appreciate that because the one thing I always get on Viz about is the fact that they never give us the high quality content that we're paying for, and so they finally did in this, even though it could have been a slightly higher quality. But you know, I'm willing to admit when they do good, and they definitely did do good by giving us a huge amount of color pages here in the back, which is like 20 pages back there. So there you go. And the artwork looks really, really cool. I mean, I can't lie, honestly. It does look awesome. So I'm very excited about this. And it looks real nice on the shelf. I really enjoy how it looks. So yeah, there you go. That's Spider-Man Fake Red. Then we have Eden Zero number 22. Not much to say about that one without spoiling, so I'm just not going to even try. Then I bought some stuff from cheapmanga.com, who's closing down this month. So today's the 29th. You still have one more day to order stuff if you're interested. And I actually ended up ordering twice because I really, one, I wanted to support them since they're about to close down their shop, but also I really wanted to take advantage of their deals. So first of all, we have Infinite Dendrogram. We have Volume 1, which I own digitally, but I never actually got to collect physically. So here we have it. And we have number 3 because I already own number 2. And we also have number 4 right here. And I could have bought a few more. They had number 6 and number 9 and number 13, but I really don't like collecting like that, so I didn't. Then I picked up Juana and the Dragonutes 7 Kingdoms, although most people would probably say Juana, or yeah, I don't know how people would say this in English, honestly, but it's supposed to be Juana. And I got these from Half Price Books again, and I had my eye on these for a while. Actually, I think I could have bought them from cheapmanga.com as well, but I decided not to. And I saw them physically, so I just got them that way. And we have number 1, and number 2, and number 3. And I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here. The reason why I wanted to check this out is because her name is in Spanish. And because it's about dragons, and I like dragons. But I was actually really interested about this because I saw somewhere that it said that it's for fans of that one series. What's it called? Crap, I don't know what that series is called. Sorry. It said on the Seven Seas website that it was for fans of. Is it the one with the chick with the red hair with the guy with the skull, or the one about the girl that it's like in black and white, and it's this little girl, and then there's this giant guy with like this horse skull. I can't remember. I'll put up a picture of the series that I'm talking about up here right now, or actually I'll just show you the snippet from the Seven Seas website. But yeah, I learned about this after I got it, and I actually really like the art style here. It's quite cute. So I'm very excited about this. And since it's a short series with only 3 volumes, I couldn't say no to it. So yeah. Then we got Horizon number 1. Sadly, no one sent this to me. I had to buy it myself. But I'm very excited about this one because I quite like J.H.'s work. So yeah, but this one's quite different. And this is also kind of a weird one because, you know, usually ESET Press has very nice plasticky kind of paper, and this is actually just very high quality normal printer paper. Well, it's not normal printer paper, but it doesn't have the same feel to it. This does feel like normal paper instead of like glossy, comic book paper. So it's kind of interesting, but I think it makes sense to keep this at $20 and also having it be this huge book, and it has a very hefty weight to it. So this screams quality to me, even though it might not be as high quality as like a solo leveling book. And then these were a surprise find at my local Walmart. That was Oshinoko numbers 1 and 2. Technically, I think I already read everything that's in these 2 volumes, but it's been a long time since I read them. And I just, I don't know, I didn't really enjoy reading Oshinoko digitally. So I'm gonna give it a second chance here physically, and if not, I can just sell these off again, and it's no big deal. But yeah, Oshinoko is a really interesting series. The one thing I didn't love about it is that initially, at the early stages, the first 25 chapters or so, it continues to switch up what it's supposed to be about for quite a while. And to a lot of people, I think that's that interesting point. That's why they like it. But to me, it's not. Because when I read manga, I want a certain level of predictability, and I want this certain level of comfort that comes with knowing, hey, this is this type of story, so it probably is going to go this way. And of course, I do find spontaneity and creativity to be interesting, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't read the other stuff that I read. But when it comes to manga and comic books, I like a certain level of comfort that comes with knowing, hey, this is probably going to go this way. And the fact that Oshinoko kind of went all over the place and made me feel crazy because, the first 2 chapters, it was about idols. And the next 3 chapters, it was about suicide. And then the next 3 chapters was about, creepy people. And it just kept going, kind of changing, gears and shifting gears and stuff like that. It was just really awkward for me, but it was something that a lot of people seem to enjoy. So that's why I'm giving it another chance by reading it physically. And honestly, I think I will like it this time since I will know what's going on. But it kind of mileage may vary there. But yeah, that's the end of the haul video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys bought this month. If you bought anything really, really cool. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.